clueless? Here are easy tips on animation. Do you ever try making a simple animation, only for it to end up looking something like this? Even though you spent all day on it and put a lot of effort into it, I'm going to show you the best beginner tips for making an animation look decent. Always start with a sketch or a storyboard before making the final animation. It doesn't need to look good from the start, just make it exist first, make it better later. A common mistake beginners typically make is make the art way too detailed and not animating properly, resulting in rough and very choppy looking animation. It is possible to make detailed animations, of course, but it is very time consuming and I don't recommend it unless you're a pro. Another mistake people often do is chicken scratching. This means drawing using many short strokes. Chicken scratching usually makes the drawing look uneven and amateurish. Instead, try to draw longer and continuous lines. This gives the drawing a smoother finish. To make sketching easier, you can use simple shapes, like squares, circles and whatnot, and then draw over them. This is a known technique used by many artists. It is a great way to learn simple anatomy and how to draw in general. There are many different ways of sketching. You can even use the lasso fill tool, by then drawing over the edges. This is an easy and quick alternative of sketching. Timing and spacing. You've probably seen similar graphs to these before. To put it simply, timing is the amount of frames an action takes. For example, this graph has 8 lines, each line representing 1 frame. That means this animation will take up 8 frames. Meanwhile, spacing is where you place an object on each frame. There are different kinds of spacing. The most common one is linear spacing, where your drawings are spaced at exact, equal distances apart, creating a constant, robotic speed. Then there's the slow start kind of spacing. This is when your drawings are closer in the beginning, slowly drifting further away from each other towards the end. This makes the animation seem slower in the beginning and faster in the end. The opposite of this kind of spacing is a slow end spacing, where it is the other way around. The drawings start further apart from each other, slowly coming closer towards the end. This creates an effect where the animation seems fast in the beginning, as it slows down in the end. There are also other types of spacings, but these were the most common ones. Basically, when you want an object to move faster, move the drawings further apart. And when you want something to move slower, make the drawings closer to each other. To show you how spacing works, I made this short example animation. Notice how in the start, there are 5 frames where the drawing barely moves, making the motion of the character appear slower, but as we move on to the 6th and 7th frame, the character's arm drastically changes location in just the span of 2 frames, creating the effect that the character is moving faster. In the upper left corner, I've created a tiny graph that shows the spacing throughout the animation. As you can see, the animation starts slowly, increases its speed in the middle, and ends slowly. Proper spacing and timing is important for an animation to look natural and not choppy and strange. It all depends on what kind of movement you are trying to create. Pose-to-pose method. To avoid making the drawing seem irregular throughout the animation, and to make the timing more precise, use the pose-to-pose method. This is a method used by professional animators, where you first draw the main keyframes, and later fill in between those keyframes. This not only improves the quality, but also makes animating much easier and less time consuming. Notice how I've only drawn the 4 main poses for the character. Now that I have the main poses, I can start filling in between these keyframes, with more frames, to give the animation some more fluid movement. This is how the animation looks with just the keyframes, and this is how it looks after the in-betweens. Smear frames. Smear frames are great for when you want to enhance fast movement and simulate motion blur. Plus it adds personality to your animation. There are different ways of animating smear frames. For example, there's smear trails, smear lines, multiples, elongated smears, and so on. You can experiment with different smears until you find something that suits your animation style best.